We are recording.
Oh, hello.
Recording on everything.
Hey, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark, joined in living color by my co-host, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm in color this time.
Yeah.
Also, this is the first time I've been back in Mark's house since months.
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
There's one thing that we got to do first.
What?
For those of you watching on YouTube, if you're listening to the podcast, you might want to check out YouTube. Be right back.
I know what you're doing. There's a backstory to this.
I want to know it. So
we're joined on the couch by
this is the first thing I saw when I got in here. So explain to me, for those listening on the pod, what we have here is an artist rendering of who looks like Little Mermaid's dad, but
that would be King Triton.
King Triton, thank you. It's got Mark's head on the top, and it's a fantastic job. I don't know if this is paint or...
It's not. It's a print.
Well, it is fantastic, and I need to know where I can get one.
I actually don't know where you can get it, because this was a gift given to me today.
Today,
because today's my birthday.
Happy birthday! I wish I would have known. I would have not topped this.
No, my wife gave this to me this morning. For my birthday, it's going to go somewhere in this room.
It's
probably
go center of camera.
She also got me, and I wish I had it. It's out in the living room, but she got me a book completely written by AI.
Ooh, that sounds
with
terrifying.
It is. I don't know where she got it either, but it was a birthday brought to you by ChatGPT.
Ooh.
But yes, this is what I strive to be
I think you've accomplished it, friend.
Every day. It was unexpected. I did not expect to receive a painting of my head on a mermaid's body.
Now, is this accurate? Like 1, 2, 3?
No, I got like a 4.
It's like 6 here.
Yeah. I don't have a 6-pack, but
swelling pecs. I know that's not your tattoo.
No.
And what happened to your wrist? Is that from whacking off?
This is again done by AI, likely.
I know, but why do you have a wrist thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
AI might know something more than.
So there's a inside joke with me and my wife with this is that one morning I was like stretching. I was laying on the bed, but I was stretching, and I had my leg pulled up. I was on my stomach, had my leg pulled up, and I was stretching like my hamstring and my quads and all that. And she came out of the bathroom, and she just burst out laughing because I'm in my underwear.
Right, as one is.
And she just burst out laughing, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm stretching my legs." And she's like, "You look like a mermaid."
Merman.
And so that was the kind of the show. She bust out laughing. It was very comical. I guess how it appeared. And so this.
And now we have
this. Now we have this concoction that she said she saw like an advertisement for it on Instagram or something.
This is the greatest moment in our podcast.
It is.
So I'm going to move this so it doesn't distract anyone any further. But grab your screenshots on YouTube.
Yeah. Anyways.
Beautiful. What a gift.
Jeff, welcome back to the Movie Draft House.
Thanks. I'm glad to be in the Draft House. I always enjoy watching movies here because we have this big comfy couch, and I almost fell asleep. That's not a testament to the quality of the movie, but the comfort.
Yeah. It's a comfy couch.
In this house, and I had this very warm blanket on. It was quite nice.
Today's like the first day that it's actually been real cold in Florida.
In Florida. It's 60.
Actually, I think it was a little colder.
It was in the 40s, but for us, that's like Arctic.
So Jeff, what's the theme this month?
This month we're doing heist movies. These are movies where people get together to go get a thing they're not allowed to go get. So like it's under lock and key. Yeah. They got to go get it. It's a heist. You know, you've seen Ocean's 11. It's that. Except we've been 50-50 on heist as far as, in my opinion, the amount of heist in these heist movies. Like Rogue One, plenty of heist.
The entire movie was
one big heist.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you're looking for. Then we had these last two movies that were kind of like small heists, and then the circumstances surrounding the heists.
Right, right.
So, but this week we got like 3 heists for the price of one. Maybe
there was a lot of heists.
A lot of heisting in Sneakers, which is the movie we watched, and I don't have my laptop.
From 1992.
92, the year Mark was born. I don't know if that's true.
That's not true.
Today's date, 1992.
I'm 38 years old today, by the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Significantly younger than Joe.
Yeah, significant. Yeah. But if we have a gray hair off, if we stood next to
that's
each
true.
other,
You
and
do have
someone said, "Who's older?"
100% me.
Yeah,
100%. I get people come up to me, not come up to me, but like people that maybe recognize me or know me or whatever, like at work, whatever. They'll be like, "How old are you?" And I'll be like, "How old do you think I am?" And I hate that game because everybody guessed like 65.
Whoa, no, I wouldn't have guessed that. I'd have put you around 45.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's typically, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not even close." And they're like, "Whoa," and I'm like, "I've had gray hair since I was 15, so it's hereditary."
I like gray hair. I have gray hair, but just not as much as you. But I'd rather keep it and have it go gray.
Sure.
Than lose it.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. I see you had to reboot your computer.
Well, this thing dual boots into Linux because I'm a nerd, and I didn't want to have to. Anyway,
I can pull up the movie real quick, right here while you do that, and I can.
It's
tell
just that
you,
this computer I think has a virus.
all the porn you watch.
Yeah, but I usually don't do it on this. I use your computer. Almost done setting. This is all right. Remind me later. I don't want to upgrade.
That's ridiculous. This is a podcast at its greatest. Anyways, we watched Sneakers from 1992. It's rated PG-13. Comes in at 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's directed by Phil Alden Robinson.
Yep.
I've
Which
never
is
heard
an
of this.
anagram for
Red something.
Something's going on. There's definitely something wrong with my computer. Because when I put in a search engine, it changes the search engine. It's got this weird bear.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good picture.
Homesearchtab.com.
Ooh, virus.
I've never heard
virus
of
for sure.
Big time. Big time.
Anyways, Mr. Phil Alden Robinson directed other films such as The Angriest Man in Brooklyn, The Sum of All Fears.
Ooh.
That was good. He directed The Field of Dreams.
Oh, okay.
And so that's probably his most popular film. But this stars Robert Redford. This is an ensemble cast, as we call him. Robert Redford, Dan Akroyd, Ben Kingsley, River Phoenix, Mary McDonnell, Sidney Poitier, David Strahan. I like that guy. I like David Strahan. He's a good actor. And that's really it.
So check this out.
Yeah.
I put in homesearchtab.com. I searched it. That's what this thing, and it's the first option. Remove search hometab.com. Virus removal guide. I'm going to shut this down and burn it in the fire. That's not true. I have Linux, but I didn't want to have to sign into your Wi-Fi and ask your password on the podcast, and then you'd forget to edit it out and then go out to the world. So we're doing this old school. All right.
Okay.
So Sneakers.
Yeah.
I picked this one because it's a movie I've seen the cover of. I've seen the trailers when I was a kid. Never got around to it.
It's a very 90s film.
Yes. And 90s technology, which is kind of fun because if you remember,
It is fun.
when we did
I enjoyed
Disclosure.
watching them. I enjoyed them watching them like hack into a answering machine.
Yeah. Really good.
And it took like 8 of them to hack into an answering machine.
They figured it out, though. They got it done. And I just kind of was always curious by it. I always like sort of spy, espionage sorts of things. And this kind of hits all those nails in the head. It's got a great cast. I love Dan Akroyd.
This is different. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen Dan Akroyd play like kind of a what I classify or a movie like the movie definition of a nerd.
Well, Stan's from
I don't think I've ever seen
Ghostbuster.
Oh, well, I mean,
He's kind of a geeky guy.
He's more like right. But this guy, he is,
and he's into conspiracy theories,
right.
which automatically disqualifies you.
Well, so I've never seen the film. I probably knew it existed, but like it was never on my radar. Robert Redford, I like him.
Yeah,
as an actor, I mean, he's very, very personable, very likable.
You ever seen all the President's Men?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, a really good movie. And most everything Robert Redford's in, he's really good in. Although I did see him in a Tom Cruise film, like something about lambs.
That's a dumb name for a movie.
Yeah,
something about lambs.
It's not good.
It's almost dumb as the name of a movie. It's just Lamb. Check the back catalog.
That was a good one. But anyways,
was it?
Was
it good?
So it's 2 hours and 5 minutes. This film, and I'm gonna just get my critiques out of the way.
Yeah, let's do that.
I did think it was too long.
Mm-hmm.
There's just parts of the movie that I'm like, we probably don't need this. We don't need the some of the dialogue between some of the characters in the off moments where they're in the middle of the heist, but the scene are like 2 or 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
I really didn't think we needed the kind of the Russian backstory. The Russian
that could have been omitted because it really doesn't amount to anything. It's not even a red herring. It's just like one loose end he has to clean up.
Yeah, right.
And they could have dumped all of that, but you do get the whole framing him for the murder thing.
Sure. The movie's probably too long. This movie probably could have been an hour 45.
I felt the 2 hours.
Yeah.
At certain points, at the beginning I was kind of on board because you're learning about everything, and then there is a pretty good dip in the middle. Even though there's like a heist thing and some espionage in the middle, it kind of slows down a little too much. But then the finale hits, and you get like the last 25 minutes or so, and they're doing the final heist.
Yeah.
The tension ramps up, and I'm on board, and I'm awake. So yeah, I do feel like I agree that they could trim some fat. But during that time though, you're getting some pretty decent characters, not great. They're all somewhat one-dimensional. Like, I mean, Dan Aykroyd's thing is he's into conspiracy theories. River Phoenix wants a girlfriend.
R.I.P.
Yes.
Rest in peace. Most people in this film are dead.
Who?
Maybe just Sidney Poitier.
Is Sidney Poitier dead?
I
I don't think so.
He might be.
That might be a Mandela effect where you think Poitier is dead. I bet everyone in this movie's alive except for River Phoenix.
Let's see.
Do you need to know how to spell Poitier?
No, I got it pulled up right now. I don't know.
P?
I'll look it up.
Sidney Poitier is alive, is my guess.
I don't think he is.
I'm going to bet this picture on it.
You can't have that picture.
I will bet my laptop against that picture. It's got only a couple viruses on it.
You owe me your laptop. January 6, 2022, he died in Beverly Hills, California.
You didn't shake on it. So you're not getting... Well, you can have the laptop, honestly. Just be careful with your bank details in it. But Sidney Poitier is...
He's an ex-CIA guy.
That's his thing. He's got a family is his thing.
Yeah. Well, so the premise of the movie is that the first heist, they steal this guy's code thing.
So first it opens with the penetration test.
Sure.
So the company that Robert Redford runs is what today we would call a penetration test, where they would...
He's been on Pornhub too much.
I've been too
Don't
many
search
times.
that.
Don't. But if you do it on other websites, you'll find out that penetration testing is when you hire someone to test the security of your physical security, even of your building or your network, or how to fucking get viruses off your shit.
Yep.
This thing's gonna boot only into Linux now. I'm just gonna wipe the Windows. But that's what they do. Yeah. And so the government comes calling because these guys are the best, but they're also a collection of unsavories, if you will, people with a past. Sidney Poitier left the CIA for unknown reasons. Dan Akroyd, I don't remember. But all of them have backgrounds that the law takes a certain interest in.
Sure.
But we did forget the whole opening thing.
Well, right. So the movie starts where Robert Redford's character and his partner in crime, essentially, they make a bet, or what do they do? He
flips a coin and he does a little magic trick, and he has to go get Robert Redford has to go get pizza. And while he's trying to get pizza, the feds arrive.
Right, and so his partner gets arrested, and then
for doing hackings.
Right, and back in what I would imagine that's late 70s, that part of the movie.
Wait a minute, because now you're bringing up questions, because they're played by two different actors, so we're supposed to think there's a pretty good time jump, and they might have even said what it was, and I didn't see it. But
I don't think they did.
This is 93, and if they're already hacking shit in the 80s, I mean, I guess computers were still...
they're not hacking, they're encrypting.
Well, they were specifically sending money on other people's behalves. Like, they sent money from the Republican Party to the Black Panthers.
That's true.
So they did some hacking. But I'm just kind of curious on the timeline, because I guess the 80s, like, War Games was around in the 80s, so I guess it makes sense.
Well, so...
I just didn't get into computers until the 90s.
Early on in the movie, we find out that Robert Redford's partner that got arrested died in prison. He tells his group, and at that moment, I knew he was going to come back alive.
Yeah, of course.
I know. It's just... he's like in like the movie, dramatic music and a dramatic pause, all this. He's like, oh, he died in prison. And everybody's like, oh, that sucks. But this group gets hired, by who they believe is the NSA, the National Security Agency.
Yeah.
I don't even think the NSA exists anymore.
Don't they?
Ooh. That's what they want you to believe.
The NSA wants me to believe that they don't exist anymore. Is that what we're saying? Or the other way around?
Yeah. That they don't exist.
Then okay.
You presented a question.
They worked on you because you don't think they exist.
Anyways, these two guys show up, and one of the guys is very familiar looking. The one with the red hair mustache.
Dude, I thought, I don't know him from anything, but boy, he has resting douche face. And maybe it's the mustache, but I just wanted to slug this guy. It was really good casting.
I liked his the casting choice, I guess.
He's a douchebag. I feel like that's him in real life, though.
Could be.
Or he's a really good actor.
Timothy Busfield. That's his name.
I want to make fun of it, but I don't know how.
He looks like that guy. Without his mustache.
Without the mustache, less douchey. I think it's the mustache.
Anyways. So they go to the group, and they're like, hey, we'll pay you $175,000.
And clear your name, Robert Redford, because he's wanted by every...
Well, they know his name, so he's going by an alias at this point.
Right.
And they give him a piece of paper, and it's got a wanted poster with his actual name. And so he's like,
a picture of some other actor on it from the previous scene, so it doesn't actually look like him.
So he's like, oh shit, they know who I am. So they agree to steal the box, this code box that Donald Logue.
Right.
Yeah.
So super young looking. Yeah. I know him from he played Bullock on Gotham.
Yeah.
And then he was on not Arrested Development, Home.
He's been a lot.
He had a
stuff.
sitcom.
Yeah, he's
that I can't place, but you'll recognize him when you see him. But he's basically playing a Steve Jobs type, down to the turtleneck. He's wearing a white turtleneck, but he's
grounded for life.
What?
Is that the show you're talking about?
Yes, that's the
Grounded
one.
for Life.
I don't know where the hell I got whatever I tried to say before. But yeah, and so he's like a super genius, and he's figured out a way to crack pretty much all encryption stateside. So
and then
but they don't.
the box has like the ability to hack into air traffic control,
Right. The Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve, and what was the third one?
Pornhub.
Yeah, you said that. I was like,
I don't know why you would
smart.
need to hack into Pornhub. All the porn's right there on the front page.
Yeah, it's free. I don't know.
I don't know why they did it.
Um,
I don't even think Pornhub was around back then.
It probably was not.
But so they get into Pornhub, right? Okay, none of that's true.
Might have made for.
That'd been a different film.
It would have been. So anyway, so they steal this box from Donald Logue's Steve Jobs character, and they quickly figure out that they got to get rid of it because
they figure out that it hacks into all these things, and this is more than they bargained for.
Right, more powerful, like more people would. And Sidney Poitier's character even says there's plenty of countries that would kill all of us in the room,
right,
just to get this box, which is probably accurate.
Yes,
I mean 100%. Like
it hacks into the U.S.
Yeah, so they decide they're going to turn the box over to the people that they think are the NSA, and when Robert Redford's character goes to do so, we find out that Donald Logue's character via newspaper has been killed and his place burned down in an arson.
Fortuitous timing,
right?
Because it's just on a newspaper article in the backseat. So what had to happen for him to get saved here is on the way to where they were going was grab today's newspaper, not read it, throw it in the back seat, and if Sidney Poitier sees it later on in the film, is a bit silly to me.
Well, I mean, yeah, very coincidental, but they so right before, I guess, the NSA guys are gonna pay him, and by pay him,
shoot him,
they're gonna kill him. Sidney Poitier's character just is like, hey, come take this phone call from the car phone.
Your mother, which I'm guessing his mom was dead, because they make a joke, or not even a joke, but it's your mom, and he's talking to the two bad guys, and he just goes, yeah, she's really old. Was that like a joke that Robert Redford's really old? And then the only way his mother could possibly be alive. He didn't, like, I could see.
He does not look young in this movie.
No.
Robert Redford.
But I could see his mother still being alive.
Sure. I mean, like, so that's another gripe I have with the movie is that even though Robert Redford is a great actor, very popular, I mean, this movie,
He's the horse whisperer. Isn't that him?
Yes, the meme. But this movie made $50 million.
On a budget of?
Stand by.
Me.
Let's see. Sneakers. Overview. And we're going... I don't know. Keep talking, I'll figure it out.
Sidney Poitier's in this film. I don't know, man.
No, Robert Redford does not look young.
No.
And he does a lot of quasi-action scenes in this film.
Yeah, they're like, there's the scene where he has to go so slow. I'm like, who came up with this? Like, if you watch Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise is dangling from the ceiling and going fast and jumping off of a motorcycle, they're like, okay, in order to do this heist, you have to walk so slow. And we're, as the viewer, at least me, I'm like, that doesn't sound like it's going to be a thrilling scene. Watching Robert Redford, a now determined to be old man, walk across a room as slow as possible. 2 inches per second, I think Akroyd said.
So, like, it got me wondering is, like, they obviously wanted Redford in this movie is because of his popularity,
yes.
I'd imagine. A-list actor at the time. I mean, just tons of films where he just plays the suave, cool guy. I mean, he's that here in this movie, but he's akin to like Michael Douglas in.
I know you don't like Michael Douglas.
No. But like, I'm saying like how we said like Michael Douglas in those films that we watched.
Yeah.
Where he was just like kind of like just just a dude. Michael Douglas playing himself.
Yes.
In the movie, I felt like Robert Redford was just playing himself in this movie, and like in the action sequence, like when he's crawling through the air duct or the elevator shaft or whatever.
Oh, watch him crawl.
But like I was wondering, I was like, that's the difference between like a Mission Impossible and this film, is that like if it was River Phoenix's character
right
crawling through all that, I'd be like, okay, this is believable. But it's like 60-year-old Robert Redford, and I'm like, why?
You should have heard. What should have given him away is like his knee popping. Crack! Oh God! They found me.
But no, I just thought that was odd. It was an odd choice to have him do all of the action scenes.
Yeah.
Like the rest of his group are just support people. Nobody other than like River Phoenix.
River Phoenix has a couple moments where he gets his hands dirty.
Yeah, but like mostly he's just like a distraction.
Yeah.
For whatever.
Well,
they're
there's
doing.
that point where he jumps out of the ceiling.
Well, that's true. But ultimately, I was just like, this is an odd choice to have Robert Redford do all of these action scenes, and he's old.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't consider them particularly actiony. I don't know that I would consider this an action film.
It's not. It's not really.
But I will say the heists are pretty good. Like, especially, like I was saying, the last two movies weren't heisty enough for me to get something that had several heists. I like the heist where they have to go get the box. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the final heist is really good, I thought.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
like, edge of my seat sort of thrills. So I think plot-wise, I also could follow it. It's like sometimes espionage movies, I get confused because it's like, wait, whose government works for what?
Well, this film is quasi-political. That's there's a lot of George H.W. Bush posters.
Yep. The government took my home.
Right, and there's a little bit, and then there's some commentary on Ukraine.
Was there?
Well, I mean, the guy, the
Russian
guy? He's from. I think they said he's from Kyiv, and they attend the Kyiv quartet.
Yeah.
And then then he gets killed, and I'm like, okay, well, there's really no point in all of his scenes.
But yeah, like you were right. He didn't. I mean, they do blackmail him because they frame not blackmail, but they frame Robert Redford for this Russian dude's murder.
But there's nothing that ever comes to that. We see the FBI guys that killed the.
I don't know that anybody in here works for anyone that they say they are.
Sure, but like, anyway, we're getting lost in the plot. But come to find out about midway through the movie, Ben Kingsley shows up, and I hated this character.
Yeah,
I just like.
How do you feel about Ben Kingsley in general?
No, I think he's a good actor.
Yeah,
I like Ben Kingsley as the actor. I just think this character, and he plays Robert Redford's
the guy who died in prison. He comes back and he looks like Ben Kingsley now.
He looks like Ben Kingsley with hair,
and not just hair,
a ponytail,
balding into a ponytail.
Right. And like the way he runs and the like.
Oh, it bobs. It's got body and volume.
I was just like, this is ridiculous. Although I thought his lair was very villainy.
I like
very villainy.
He has I can't talk about it in here, and then he takes him into
like a closet, a weird full glass
closet with not just seats but weird benches with red lights on them, and I guess it's his secret room where you can't hear anything. But who's tapping him? He's the end boss,
right?
Like, who is he worried? I guess he'd be worried about the government. Yeah.
No, so like I didn't really enjoy his villain character, but I did enjoy like everything around his villain character. Like like very, very villainy. Like he was very final boss like, right?
Right.
Even though he was really just nothing.
He was a geek, right? So
yeah.
he's not going to have a hand-to-hand
And he's
fight.
the one that created the box.
No.
No.
Your boy created the box, Turtleneck. He's the one who hired these guys to pretend to be the NSA to obtain the box.
Yeah.
And he's going to use the box to fuck shit up, basically. And one of his things, he actually kind of has almost like a Thanos-style motive where he talks about he can sort of remove ownership. Then
no rich people,
there's
no poor
rich people, no poor people. I don't think that's how this would work. Like if the computers went down and everybody had the same, I don't think that would necessarily work. If anything, it would just be anarchy, you know, if that's what he wants to go for. But it was his idea to give the character maybe a little bit more of just being flat out evil.
Well, and like he tells Robert Redford's character after he has him kidnapped and he brings him to the lair, he tells Robert Redford's character, "Hey, I've been like, you know, how he got out of prison and all this is that he essentially white collar crimed his way."
He basically did tax evasion for fellow prisoners that were mobsters.
Right. And now he has the ability to hack into the law enforcement databases, and he's gonna, you know, he's essentially framing Robert Redford for the death of the Russian guy, and then Robert Redford's like, "Oh, please don't," and he pushes the enter button, and he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Okay," and that's the last we ever found. That's the last we ever.
He did it.
That was the last we ever heard of it, and I was like, "Okay." like the end of the movie doesn't clear any of that up. So like I assume like he was exonerated. But
well, at the end of the movie, he does make the deal with our very interesting cameo of James Earl Jones.
It was like Samuel L. Jackson's showing up as Nick Fury.
It's exactly like that. I didn't even think about that because we get to the end of the movie. We'll come back to the big heist, and there's a man sitting in the shadows as the NSA is in there. Who knows, you know?
Right. We're led to believe that he's the actual NSA.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
But apparently the NSA is also after this box, but they want to keep it under wraps because they want to spy on the other alphabet teams like FBI, CIA using this box so that they can be the super duper.
But like I thought it was interesting, like James Earl Jones. Like, was there ever going to be a sequel to? Was going to be a Sneakers 2?
I think a Sneakers 2 would work.
Sure.
You've got your original cast in place, and then maybe James Earl Jones brings them in, you know?
So that's interesting is because the film had a budget of $23 million. Looked it up.
Nice. So they basically drew even.
But they made $56 million
gross. But you double
with
the thing. Generally speaking, my understanding is you double the budget, and that's breaking even.
Sure. No, and it makes sense. But like in 1992, and I didn't look it up, the inflation or anything, what those numbers would be.
That's what I'm saying. They're doing this heist for $100 and some odd $1,000. I'm like,
well, that's a lot of money back then.
Wow.
I mean, they're talking about like
I might hire them. Not that I'm rich, but I think I could go and get a loan.
Hold up, let me go to my credit union and
get a loan. Hey, I need to hire someone for a heist.
Wait, I mean, would they make you put up collateral? I mean,
my house would have to be on the line. Yeah.
But no, early on in the movie, like they're at a Christmas party. This is a Christmas film, by the way.
Oh, yes. So stupid.
They're at a Christmas party, and it's the company Christmas party, which I thought was weird. That they're all like criminals. They're talking about being hired by the NSA, what they're going to do with the money, and like Dan Akroyd's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna buy me a Winnebago, and Sidney Poitier's family talk about, oh, we're gonna go to Europe,
go to like 5 different cities,
and I'm like, $175,000 ain't gonna go very far.
You split 100 and however much among 5.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the math.
No, you have the phone. I don't have anything. I got viruses. I don't have anything else.
But like, I mean, so hold on. 175, and people that are watching this on YouTube are like, you dumb fuckers.
People listening, your wife
so
in the other room,
so it's
all thinking
it's
these things.
$29,000 per member of the group. $29,000.
Can you get a Winnebago? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not as big as
I think
Dan
he gets
Aykroyd
the
was
best
talking
deal
about.
though, because he gets them to give him the Winnebago. The government.
Yeah, so at the end of the movie, we find out, like,
they
obviously
make deals like the Wizard of Oz,
right, and like James Earl Jones is like, bro, I just fucking do my job,
and none
like,
of it's in writing. They just take.
And then
his
at the end,
word
he's
for
like, we never were here, and I was like, bitches, y'all made deals with this man.
it. Give me my Winnie. This is distracting. I got
Hell
a
yeah.
handsome Mark over here.
Hell yeah, it is.
I'm gonna move you over there. Just
The final heist. It's pretty well done. I thought it was well thought out. There's actually pre-planning.
yeah, you get all the pre-planning. You get we got to get his voice on the things,
and that's your needle nose.
Ned Ryerson is in this movie. He has a very small role.
I don't know. It's pretty integral.
It's important.
Yeah.
But he goes on a date and they have this voice recognition thing, and they need to get him to say certain keywords. It's fine. It's actually one of the points where I was sort of falling asleep. Just really didn't entertain me.
Well, and
nothing like watching people on an awkward date. I mean,
there's worse things to watch, but so they go through this pre-planning. They scout out the lair, the evil lair, which is just a corporate building. It's like a shell.
Most of the building is normal.
Yeah,
and it's just Ben Kingsley's office that is lair.
Right. But the building, they have
the
to
aquarium.
They have to sneak into the building. They're gonna go through Ned the Head's.
Yeah, basically Ned the Head, Ned Ryerson. His office is next to Ben Kingsley, and so they're just gonna go through the vent and over.
Right. I mean,
what do you think about the way they ripped on Needle-Nosed Ned? Because she comes out, they get the girl. The whole thing is they're like, Needle-Nosed Ned's like, I think she's trying to break into my office, which they're not.
Right.
They're honestly just trying to break into Ben Kingsley's.
Right.
But afterwards, she almost gets away. Then she lets slip. This is the last. This is before they had the terminology computer date.
Right.
Which we would call internet dating, or dating now, but that I'll ever go on. And Ben Kingsley, full stop. She goes, "Wait a minute, you're saying a computer hooked you up with him? This is bullshit." Like,
and like, I don't know what the lady's name is, but
out of Needle-Nosed Ned's league, I guess.
I didn't get the impression that. Well, the impression's the wrong word, but I like something about 90s films and the short haircut.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
I'm on board.
I just
with
like
you. It's not for me.
I just don't. I
That's
don't
okay,
understand.
though.
Mary McDonnell.
What? She's been in a lot though.
I mean, sure, probably.
Hit the name thing and see what movie she's
yeah,
been in.
I'm in.
You're in charge of the computing.
I'm scrolling.
Hack something.
She was in Scream 4.
For real?
Yeah. Kate Roberts.
Oh, that's right. She was the cop in that, wasn't she?
I don't know. But like, she's, I don't know, man.
Don't worry
Touched
about
by an Angel. She was in an episode Touched by an Angel.
Okay, that was what it was then. I was thinking of Touched by an Angel, one specific episode.
She was Donnie Darko's mom.
Okay. Hate that movie.
What else? Let's see. 12 Angry Men.
Oh, which one?
The TV movie.
Is that the one with Jack Lemmon?
I think so.
Yeah.
She was in Independence Day. She was the crazy stripper on top of the building that she goes on top of the building in Los Angeles with the sign. And
how do I not remember a crazy stripper in Independence Day?
So Vivica A. Fox.
Yes.
And they're both strippers at the club. And they're like in the back dressing room area.
Yeah.
And Vivica A. Fox is getting ready because she's getting ready to go on stage, and the Mary McDonnell lady comes off, and she's like, "Oh, I got to get ready to go." And she's like, and Vivica A. Fox is like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "Oh, I'm going to go see the aliens." And she goes up to the, I don't know, whatever the name of the building is, tallest building in Los Angeles, where the ship is over.
Yeah.
And she's with like a crowd of other people.
She's one of the first to die.
Yeah. And so like the ship opens up, like it's getting ready to, and like she says something like, "Oh, they're getting ready to beam us up," or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
she dies.
She dies.
Yeah. Okay. Don't remember that whatsoever.
What else? She was Sneakers. Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
She was culturally appropriating a thing.
That's a long movie.
Person here, when her name in the movie was Stands with a Fist.
Yeah, definitely not appropriate.
Anyways.
So the final heist, pretty good. But it ends with a blind man. We never talked about Whistler, who's blind.
David Strayhorn.
But very capable. He's almost Daredevil.
I love David Strayhorn.
What's he known for? Oh, God, here we go. Back to the phone. You don't know off top.
I don't have.
You love David Strayhorn, but I can't name one thing he's been in.
No, he was in that that show where what's his face from Dumb and Dumber, not Jim Carrey, the other guy, Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
He plays a TV news anchor.
Okay.
That is very outspoken, and he's just an asshole.
I don't know this guy, but he's in it, and he's blind. And there's a sequence where he has to drive a truck.
Straight hair.
I don't know him.
Yes, you do.
Did he play for the Bucks? Then no, I don't know him. Anyway, while he's Googling that to try to prove me wrong and tell me what I do. Oh, yeah. Give me, what else has he been in? Because
that's a picture.
I know where I know him from. Sneakers. Where's the thing where it tells you, okay, good night. Oh, he was in Lincoln? That's where I know him from. There you go. LA Confidential. Know him from that. You just picked the wrong movies. That's all.
I'm just saying, like, oh, he was in Godzilla.
Ugh, I hate that one.
I don't know. I mean, it's just he's been in a lot of stuff, but anyway. I like him. He's a very good actor. I like just like things he does.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know him from a thing or two now. So anyway, he's driving this thing blind. Robert Redford's directing the traffic, and this is what when Mark was talking about action scenes, the final. There's going to be a final showdown between Robert Redford and Ben Kingsley, and it's all talk. And when he talks Robert Redford into giving him the box back, and he does, but we know that the box is empty because Dumpus doesn't even look inside. Why would you not look inside? You know this guy inside and out. You know his tricks, Dewey. You're a magician yourself. Why wouldn't you look in the box?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good call, because I don't know why, like.
Even if we were to make an exchange, and I said, I brought a briefcase full of money.
Yeah.
And I said, here's $10,000 for that picture of you as a mermaid.
Yeah.
When I gave you the case, what's the first thing you would do?
Make sure there's money in it.
Make sure there's money in it.
Yeah.
That's just me, I guess.
I don't think that's just you. But I mean, I would also think common sense says, hey, let's look inside this case.
Then James Earl Jones shows up. River Phoenix gets a phone number from a lady. And
she wasn't even that cute.
I'm
just saying, like, the 90s were weird, bro. The 90s were weird when, like, the what was mainstream attractiveness was weird. It was almost like mainstream attractiveness skewed more towards men in the 90s.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Than women. Like, it was, I mean, like, I'm thinking back to all the movies we've watched, and all the, like, erotic thrillers. And
that was a good month.
Michael Douglas film, like, all of the, I'm on record of saying that majority of those films, the female actresses just were not what I would
for you, huh?
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, you were born in the wrong decade then, I guess.
I came up in the wrong decade. I probably was born in the right decade.
Yes, the 80s.
The 80s.
Yeah, that is the correct decade. So the movie ends, somewhat of a whimper to me. Like, I loved seeing James Earl Jones out of nowhere. I didn't know he was in the movie. He pops up. I'm like, oh, shit, James Earl Jones. And he's great. It's James Earl Jones.
It's like when Matt Damon popped up in No Sudden Move.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect, I was like, oh, shit, there's Matt Damon.
Exactly. And, and it just kind of ends. And like we said, there could have been, there won't be a sequel now. Obviously,
right.
It's 92,
we're
93.
We're far removed from
So
sequels.
it's I would say, next to Rogue One, it's the best heist movie we watched this month.
Sure. I think it's just by virtue of like what the film is.
It's a heist movie.
It is an actual heist movie, right?
Like, it just, it's harder for me to even consider Rogue One a heist movie, even though it is. I'm not trying to be technical, but because of its whole Star Wars aesthetic, that it really doesn't feel like this.
Sure, correct.
Like this does. This is a go get the shit and get out.
Yeah.
And it's modern, and there's computer hacking and all that stuff. Modern 92. They put the phone. Is that a modem? They have this thing. If you ever watched like Weird Science, the original film, where they put the phone on the thing to dial in, and all the computers have the wheels of a magnetic tape to write the data on. They didn't have hard drives back then, I guess. I don't know. But that sort of technology is hilarious to me when we go back and watch it.
I agree. So I guess the question is do you recommend this one?
No, I'd say pass. I think, and most of that has to do with, I said pass on Chappie, and Chappie's better movie than this.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a heist flick and you haven't watched it, I don't think you'll be disappointed, but it won't get the recommend. I'm
in the same boat. I'm actually glad that we watched this because like I enjoy seeing things for the first time.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Right.
To pick old ass shit you would never watch otherwise.
Right, and I wouldn't. Plain honesty, I would never put this on if it wasn't for this podcast. So I'm glad that we watched it. I'm glad that
you rented it.
And I did. I spent money on it. I paid money, $5.
Was it worth it?
I mean, sure. I mean, it's $5.
What are you going to do with that $5?
Right. Nothing.
Right? Nothing. But here you've watched a piece of art.
That's true. It's hard to make movies these days. Even back then, and the movie's not bad. I will say that
it's not.
The movie's not bad. It's just I'm not going to recommend it, is because we've watched better films that we.
And as we say, our recommendations are reserved for things that we think you're really going to like.
We would watch again.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm not going to recommend it either. But Jeff,
it's draft night, bitches.
It's draft night, bitches.
So, December is going to be Missing Persons Month.
Missing Persons.
Ooh.
We're gonna look for people.
We're gonna see if we can find.
We're gonna see if we can find some missing folks.
Now, I have fewer films than you selected, so
I want you to go first.
I will go first this time. And it's a movie I saw in the theaters, 1993.
Oh, God.
I saw it in the theater. We are moving. But it stars, check this out, Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, God.
Jeff Bridges.
Okay.
And someone else whose name escapes me. But I don't have my computer because I don't want a virus. So if you'll look up
I will.
The Vanishing from 1993. We're going to watch that. It's a remake of another film that is apparently more disturbing and dark, I guess. I've never seen it.
It's from 1993. It's classified as a psychological thriller.
Ooh.
It's directed by George Sluzier.
Ooh.
Starring Jeff Bridges, Kiefer Sutherland, Nancy Travis, and Sandra Bullock.
That's the name that escaped me. I love Sandra Bullock, especially back in these days. Like, you talk about 90s hot.
Yeah. No, for sure. If she had been in this film and the one we just watched, I would have, my tune would have been different.
She would have been way too young for Robert Redford. They picked someone age appropriate for Robert Redford.
That's true. This comes in at 109 minutes.
It is a brief film, 109 minutes.
Yeah.
It's good. I haven't seen it since like 93.
I've never seen it. So.
Of course you haven't.
All right.
I shouldn't have done that one first because that's the one I knew you weren't going to pick. Oh, well.
I am torn.
Okay.
It's because I have one movie that I've seen it probably 5 times.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it. I have a feeling that you probably have.
Okay.
And so, like, I'm torn. Do I pick it because it's a good film? I like it. I've seen it a bunch. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I'm pretty sure you would agree that it's good.
Is the other film one that you've never seen?
No, it's a film that I've seen. It's been a while.
Okay.
But it's one of the more. It's all right. Maybe I'll reserve the one that. So maybe like you see if you pick it.
Okay.
And then, I will. So what year did this movie come out? We have a whole month dedicated to this actor.
McConaughey?
No.
Nick Cage.
It is a Nick Cage film.
Nick Cage.
What
movie?
And it's a remake.
A remake with Nick Cage.
With Nick Cage, and
what year?
I'm
okay. Trying to get. I don't know this.
From 2006.
And this is when you said that you've seen a bunch?
No.
Okay.
This one I haven't seen in a while.
2006, Nick Cage. So that was in his shit era.
But it's one of his more iconic performances.
Missing.
It's because he's classic Nick Cage throughout the entire film.
Oh man, are we doing Drive Angry again? Please.
No, from 2000. We're gonna do this one from 2006. Directed by Neil LaBute.
Oh, LaBute. Did he just direct what was the movie that? It wasn't LaBute. It was Loser something.
It was Loser.
Yeah.
But this one also stars Frances Conroy, Ellen Burstyn.
Don't know who that is.
Lily Sobieski.
Okay, that name's familiar. Which Lily Sobieski?
Yeah.
I've seen her and stuff.
Yeah. She
I wish I had my computer.
I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna watch The Wicker Man.
Oh, I've never seen it.
What?
I've never seen the original Wicker Man. Not the original, but the
Nick Cage
remake.
Wicker Man?
Nope, never seen it.
Holy shit. This is like Diamond in the Roof.
Not the bees. I mean, I'm aware of it, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Let's fucking go.
Okay.
Let's go. That shocks me.
That makes your day.
That shocks me.
It kind of shocks me too. It's the sort of shit I would have watched, but that's one of those movies I probably would have gotten around to, but obviously I haven't yet, and it's been out since, when did it come out? 93?
No, 2006.
Oh, darn it. I like them old. Don't take that out of context. So I don't have much information on this movie because it's not in front of me, but I fear that you've seen this one before.
Okay.
Because it's a Netflix film, and you tend to pretty much watch everything that drops on there.
I try.
Yeah. It's a Hugh Jackman film.
Ooh.
It's called Prisoners.
Oh, that was the one I was going to pick. Good. I'm so glad you picked
that. That was the one you've seen multiple times?
Yeah. Okay, good. You've never seen it?
Never seen it.
What the fuck?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, and it's
I'm very happy that it's the one you're going to pick.
Yeah. This makes my day. It's like my birthday.
This is going to be your month.
It
is your birthday.
It's like my birthday.
Put this back.
Anyways, it's from 2013. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal and our boy Hugh Jackman.
Oh, a huge Jackman. Speaking of huge Jackman,
Paul Dano.
That's the reason I wanted to watch it, because Paul Dano's in it, and I love Paul Dano.
David Dastmalchian.
Ooh.
Maria Bello and Melissa Leo are in this. Oh, Dylan Minnette. I like that guy.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you will when you see him.
Okay. You're up.
Anyways,
let's go to Europe.
This is directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Go to Europe with me.
All right. So let's see. For my final act.
Oh, I'm excited. I don't even know why. Let me guess. It's from the future.
From 2018.
Okay.
It's directed by Paul Feig.
Oh, I was going to say Kevin Feige. Paul Feig. I don't know that.
It stars Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively.
Oh, I know what this is. A Simple Favor.
A Simple Favor. You
never seen it?
Oh, good. Let's
It's on Netflix right now. I had hovered over it, and thought to watch it. But
Okay, good.
And that's going to round out our year.
Hold on, I gotta write these down.
Yeah, we'll run them down real quick. So first, we're going to do The Vanishing, the '93.
Prisoners and a Simple Favor.
So that was
So we got The Vanishing,
Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Prisoners, and then A Simple Favor.
Got
to
it.
round out the year.
So next year we're going to do things a little different. I don't want to say I've been a little bit burned out on the themes. Like I feel like this is going to be a banger month.
It will be.
In December. But I've had an idea for a podcast movie one where it's 1 degree of separation. And so for 2025, we're going to do 1 degree of separation. And A Simple Favor is going to be the first movie we kind of spin off of. So we'll be drafting every episode, taking turns, but we can only select a movie that what I put it as is 1 click away on IMDb.
So, all right, just for an example, and because
I don't mean like if you see an ad for some shit on the side.
No.
I mean that has to do with the movie.
But like, so A Simple Favor stars Anna Kendrick.
It does.
So you would, because I picked The Simple Favor, you'd be drafting.
I could select Woman of the Hour, the new film on Netflix.
Right. Starring Anna Kendrick, which is also directed by Anna Kendrick.
Yes. It's
all
right.
But I watched. I thought it was okay.
It's all right. Took a lot of liberties with the source material, aka the real life thing that happened.
Well, I had no idea about the actual serial killer guy that was in it.
Yeah,
but
pretty much none of this shit. I mean, anyway, this is not a review of that film, but go ahead.
So anyway, the example would be, Jeff could select Anna Kendrick and an Anna Kendrick film.
You know who I would select?
Or you could select a Blake Lively film.
Yeah, I guess.
Or you could select a film that was whoever Paul Feige.
Feigs.
But anyways, and then the following week I would select, like, say you picked
the Anna Kendrick film.
No. Let's say what was the musical that she was in?
She's been in several, right?
Yeah. What's the name?
Glee.
No.
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. And who else is in Pitch Perfect?
What's her name?
No, who directed Pitch Perfect?
I don't know.
No, she's the. Oh God, she directed the Power Rangers movie.
This guy would remember. I don't know what the hell your problem is.
Anyways, so you get the example of, it has to be connected in some way to the previous film.
Yes.
Actor. Character.
Let's not delve too far off the trail though, where you're like, okay, this scene takes place in a bathroom. Let's keep it like tie it to an actor, a director.
I would pick Saw in that example.
Fair enough, But that's what we're going to do for 2025, just to break it up a little bit.
Yeah. And we'll go back to themes in 2026.
Yeah. And then I think we'll be refreshed, and we'll have theme ideas, and we'll have seen 52 different movies, and
like hopefully in my mind the plan is that we span tons of different genres. Tons of different.
You know me, I'm going back to the past
and directors.
I'm gonna go so far back you have to work your way out of the hole.
Please don't.
I won't. I was tempted by one of the movie Missing Person movies. It was 1963 or something.
Oh God.
But I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I like old movies.
I know you do. So anyways, we're gonna start Missing Person theme next week with Vanishing.
Mm-hmm.
And what you shouldn't do is you should not vanish, but you should hit the subscribe button when it pops up.
Oh!
Hit the subscribe button when it pops up if you're watching on YouTube.
If you're listening on the podcast, be sure to head to YouTube because you're missing out.
You're missing out. The third member of the
third member of the pod.
But
he's got the pod. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
What you could also do is if you're looking to follow us on any of your social media platforms, we're on Twitter/X, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube at Movie Draft House.
Yes.
Give us a like, follow, subscribe. Jeff, tell them where they can find your stuff.
Oh, yes. You can check out my other podcast called Chronologically. If you put Chronologically in your search engine, maybe throw in Stephen King, it should pop up. But we're about to lead into our new season where we're going to look at Tarantino films, which, if you know me, that'll be fun. And also you can check out the newest podcast, which is a spinoff of that called All Things Being Sequel, where we go through film series that maybe went on a little too long, and the first season's going to be on the Leprechaun, which you've already heard the first episode if you're a listener to this show. But yeah, check those out.
Yep. So yeah, Jeff, any last words?